everybody, I just wanted to welcome you to my channel. This is Jim's Bar and Pigshack. In a few minutes here I'm going to be bringing out some pork chops that we're going to be doing the first smoke. They're going to be my double cut, double smoked pork chops. So I just wanted to first welcome you all to the channel. Today we're doing one of my favorite recipes. We're going to be doing double smoked, double cut pork chops. Now these I picked up in my local butcher the other day, and these are double cut, so they're about 2 inches thick or so. And we're going to go ahead and brine these. We're going to go ahead and brine these for 24 hours, and then we're going to come back and we are going to season them up. Then we're going to put them in our smoker here, and we're going to smoke them. First we're going to cold smoke them for a few hours to get a little extra smoke on them. Then we're going to go ahead and turn around and hot smoke them. And for not everybody, I don't know if everybody knows the difference, but when you're cold smoking something, the idea is we're just putting a smoked flavor into it. We are not actually cooking the meat, so that we keep the temperature below 80 degrees. You can do the same thing with cheese and all sorts of different things to smoke them for cold smoking. So that's what we're basically doing, and we're going to start that, and then we're going to hot smoke them and go from there. So right now we're just going to be putting these into a large container here, and we're going to put some brine over it. This is just a very simple brine. This is salt, sugar, and let's see, it has a little bit of garlic in it, but it's just going to put a little bit more moisture into these chops, because as you know, pork chops can be a bit dry. This will kind of help preserve everything. So that's what our plan is. So we're going to be getting these all set, and then I will come back tomorrow and we will sit down and take a look at putting them in the smoker. Alright, so you all have a great one. I'll finish this up, get these in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then we will start again tomorrow morning. Alright, see you then. Good morning, everybody. So we're back again, and yesterday you saw me brine the chops, and that's went on overnight. So the chops are now brined, and what we're doing is we're doing the cold smoking process. So the chops have come out of the brine. I have taken them, dried them off, rinsed them off, and then dried them off. They're still a little tacky, and that's exactly what I want. I want the smoke to adhere to that little tackiness. Now, we're not going to cold smoke these for a long time. These are only going to be cold smoked for, I would say an hour, maybe 2. Anyway, so they're in the cold smoking right now. So what's going on is this is my Lang 36 patio that I have here at the house, and I have it set up so that I'm running just some chips in here in a tray. It's an Amazing N pellet tray, and I'll show you in a second. We can open this and you'll see that the cold smoking process is going on. That's all being generated from the pellet smoker, the pellet tray. And in that pellet tray, I'm running pecan pellets, because I'm going to be smoking these, hot smoking them later today over pecan. But right now, they're smoking over pecan pellets. But on that pecan pellets, I've also put underneath, I've put some rosemary, a couple of sprigs of rosemary, and that's what's going on right now. So this is going on. The idea with cold smoking is that we want to keep the temperatures below 80 degrees. Currently right now, the temperature outside and inside the smoker is 50 degrees on my remote thermometer that I have set up just to monitor this. So we're rolling along. The smoke is rolling. I'm going to bring you over now and show you the the pellet tray and what it's doing. And we're just, as you saw, cold smoking those large pork chops. So we'll let that go for an hour, maybe two, and at which point we'll put them back in the refrigerator, let them sit until this afternoon, because I think the hot smoking process of these is probably going to take about an hour and a half. Okay, so here is the tray that is producing all of the smoke for the cold smoker. It's just an amazing N pellet tray, as you can see it there. It has a sprig of rosemary or two on the bottom and then one on top, so I'm getting this really amazing rosemary smell along with the pecan pellets. So this will go. It's just setting it inside the firebox of my lining, and it just rolls along, and it'll keep going for, I think I've got enough pellets in there for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So it's 2 hours later, and we're ready to take the pork chops out of the cold smoke. As you can see, we're still getting some smoke on them, but it's time to let them go in and rest until it's time to bring them out to hot smoke them this afternoon. All right, so welcome back. We're about ready to get these on to the smoker here in a little bit. As you can see, I've got some coals going over here that I'm going to put into the smoker to get it up to temp and then throw some wood on. But right at the moment, we want to get our pork chops seasoned up and get ready for them to go on the smoker once it gets up to temperature. We're going to be smoking these today at about 275. So right now we're just getting them up to where we need to be. We're going to get some oil on them here. Just want the rub to stick nicely, so we're just going to put a little bit of olive oil on them, and we'll get these all fully rubbed up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the rub that I put together. I'm not really a fan of the commercial rubs, the ones you can buy from the stores, simply because they always have way too much salt in them, and especially on something that you brined yourself, you probably don't want that much salt in the rub. So this has a bit of salt in it. The rub will have some smoked paprika. It's got some, it has some garlic powder and some fresh crushed black pepper and a little bit, and it also has a little bit of salt, kosher salt in there. So once we've got these rubbed with the olive oil, we're just going to come in and do a pretty liberal coating. First we'll do this side for everybody. Get everything nice coated. These are big pieces of meat, so they're going to be able to take a good amount of rub. Then we'll flip them over here, and always remember, rub is not something we do. We pat them. We want to push the rub in. We don't want to rub it across. But like I said, we're going to be doing these today at about 275. I think they'll take, somewhere around probably an hour, maybe a little hour and a half to get up to an internal temperature for pork, which is 140. It's 140, 145. I'll have to take a quick check, but that's what we're shooting for on an internal temp. And once we get there, we will be set. So that's really all that we're doing here, is getting these all nicely coated. And then we're going to let them, I'll tint them with some foil and let them come up to, not room temperature, because won't be that long before those coals are ready. But we'll let it come up a little bit. It's not going to, we're okay. We'll be well in the safe zone. Okay. So we've got the smoker up to 275, and we're ready to put the meat on. So let's get that done here. There. Let's put this one here. There. I'll be back in just a minute here to put my temperature probe in, and we'll get these cooking away and going from there. Here they are on. Just wanted to give you guys just kind of a quick look, see what we're doing here. Getting everything sitting there. We've got my temperature probe in, and we're going to let these go and have a nice little nap. And we will be back in a little bit. I'll be spritzing them with apple juice during the smoke, and these are going to be delicious. So while we have a minute or so here, while these are cooking away, I just wanted to introduce you to the smoker that I'm cooking on today. This is a Lang. This is the 36-inch patio original. It is a beast. This is a reverse flow smoker. So as you'll notice, the firebox is on the same side as the smokestack. So the heat travels underneath a plate all the way through to the very end, where it turns around, comes back over the top of the meat, and then up the chimney. So that's what a reverse flow is. That pan underneath almost acts as a griddle. So as juices drip down on it, they sizzle, and that flavor comes back up. This Lang is possibly one of my favorite stick burners. This is a stick burner. I started it with charcoal, but you can start it directly with wood. I do on many occasions. Today I just had some charcoal I was getting rid of, so I went ahead and started with charcoal, and it's running pecan wood. A lot of times you'll hear people talk about clear blue smoke, and on this I really like to get almost clear heat. That way I know that I'm getting the correct amount of smoke into my food. This thing is a beast. It's over 700 pounds. This is a smoker that you will will to your grandchildren. There are many larger models. This happens to be the one that I've got here at the house, but it does an amazing job. This or the 48 are perfect for a family. Normally with me, I'm just feeding 2 people, so the fact that I can do 6 racks of ribs or more on this thing is plenty for me. But everybody's smokers change. I do also have a Weber kettle that is over in the corner over there, and I've got an electric smoker behind me that I mostly just use for fish. That is, I just use the heat source from it to control it precisely, but then I actually burn pellets in it from that pellet tray that I used earlier to cold smoke. So just a little quick tour of the smoker while we're waiting for this stuff to cook, and we will be back with you a little later. Just wanted to bring you all back, show you right where we are. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Currently we're at 275 on the smoker temperature, and it looks like we're just about, let's see, it comes up 129 internal on the meat. So we've got a little bit more time to go. We'll be back in just a bit, but I thought everybody might want a nice look and see how they're looking. They're coming along pretty good. Give them a little spritz here and go from there. Okay, so we just checked temperatures and we are ready to come off. So here we go. Let's take a look, see how we're doing. Oh, those are looking fantastic. Look at that. I probed these a few minutes ago, so I know that they're up to 145, which is the correct temperature for pork. And we're going to let these sit for just about 5 minutes. Okay, so we've rested, and now we're ready to take a look and see how these are doing. Let's take this one here. Oh, it's just like butter. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Let's take another slice here. Unbelievably moist. Perfectly. So let's take a taste. Unbelievable. I think if you try this if you try this recipe, you're gonna love it. It is just amazing. It's the best pork chops you'll ever have. So.